Hey everyone, ready to dive into something pretty wild. We're talking AI and creativity today.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It is. The question we're wrestling with is, can artificial intelligence actually be creative?
Or is that, something special that only humans can do?
Right. Because we think of creativity as so personal. We've got a ton of articles, research, even some stuff I think you'll connect to from your own life.
It's crazy how this wasn't even a question a few years back. AI making art, writing poetry, that was sci-fi.
Total science fiction.
But now you've got things like Daily, generating these insane images.
I know, I've seen them. It's wild.
There are even reports of AI art-winning competitions. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I remember some of the first daily images. It kind of blew me away. But it makes you think, what does it mean to be creative? Like when you think of that word, what comes to mind?
For me, it's that spark, connecting ideas in a way that surprises you, that has meaning,
Yeah.
expressing yourself, but really you.
100%. It's like that song that gives you chills every time. Or a painting that brings back this powerful memory. It's deep, it's emotional, it's connected to being human.
Right, and that's the thing, right?
So how does AI even come close to that with its algorithms and data?
Well, that's the difference, the key difference. AI, the way it creates is by crunching tons of data, finding those patterns, mimicking what it learns, almost like a super-powered mimic.
Okay, so it's like it can copy the style, the form.
Exactly, but doesn't really get the meaning behind it.
Like if I fed it 1,000 sunset paintings, it could make a new one, sure. But it wouldn't feel the warmth, the awe.
Exactly.
Right.
AI tools like Delhi, Midjourney, they're basically piecing things together from these massive image libraries. They're trained on, they're good, really good at patterns, making things that look amazing.
They are visually.
But they haven't lived, They don't have the emotions that drive us to create.
It makes sense, but
Yeah.
I'm still hung up on those AI artworks. They look creative. Some of them are really striking. Are we underestimating what AI is doing here?
It's a question a lot of folks are asking. Because, on the surface, AI seems to be checking some of the boxes. Things are new, they're visually interesting. Some people even have emotional responses to them.
So if it looks like creativity, maybe even feels like it sometimes.
Yeah.
What's missing? Why are so many people hesitant to call it the real deal?
Well, there's this emotional gap, right? AI doesn't have our experiences, those feelings. It doesn't get the stuff that shapes how we express ourselves through art, music, writing.
I see what you're saying.
It's like
Yeah.
you can follow a recipe perfectly versus understanding the love, the tradition behind a family's favorite dish.
Ooh, good analogy.
One's impressive technically, the other has meaning woven into it.
So even if the AI makes something beautiful, there's that sense of it's missing something deeper.
Yeah.
That human touch, like a piece of music that's perfectly made, technically brilliant, but you don't feel moved by it.
You got it. And that brings up this question. It's fascinating, but kind of unsettling too. If AI can make this impressive stuff, but it doesn't have the emotional depth, what does that mean for the future of art, of all creative work?
Right, because I'm thinking about all the artists, writers, musicians out there.
Yeah.
It's cool to think of AI as a tool, but it's also kind of scary. Like, could it just replace us altogether?
It's complex. There are some strong opinions about this on both sides. Some people, they see AI as a threat, like it's going to hurt artistic integrity, human expression. Others, they think it's a powerful tool that could actually make human creativity better.
So how do we make sense of those two sides? They seem opposite. Can we have AI in the creative world without it, taking away from what humans do?
It's a tough one. It really is. And it's something we're going to dig into a bit more. What's interesting is that the same AI that some people are afraid of, it might actually be the key to unlocking creative possibilities we never even thought of.
So we've talked about how AI might not have that same soul, that spark that a human artist does. But could it be like a partner in crime?
Yeah.
A creative partner?
Yeah.
To help us when we get stuck. Or maybe to think of things we wouldn't have on our own.
Exactly. It's more like a collaborator. Instead of replacing us, it pushes the boundaries of what we can achieve in all these creative fields.
Okay, I like that. So instead of being the competition, it's like having this super-powered assistant. who's really good at certain things.
Exactly. And it's happening already. Musicians are using AI to come up with new melodies, architects to design these innovative buildings. Even chefs are using it, to create new flavor combinations.
Wow, that's really cool. So it's like AI is giving us these new ways to be creative that we hadn't even thought of before.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, AI's strengths, they actually complement our human strengths.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
So AI, it's amazing at recognizing patterns and trying out tons of different ideas really quickly. But WE bring the emotional depth, the understanding of context, the spark of originality.
So it's not about saying one is better, human creativity or AI creativity, but more about combining what each does best to make something truly remarkable.
You got it. That's where things get really exciting.
Okay, I'm on board. So let's imagine this future where we're working with AI. What could that look like for art, music, storytelling? Paint me a picture.
Okay, so imagine writers teaming up with AI, crafting these stories with layers, twists we've never seen before, artists using AI to make their wildest dreams visual, and musicians working with algorithms to write entire symphonies.
It's like breaking free from limitations, like pushing our imagination further than we ever thought possible.
And as AI gets even more advanced, it's going to force us to rethink creativity itself. What does it even mean to be creative when machines are doing things that used to be purely human?
Whoa, that's a big one. Kind of mind-blowing, but a conversation we need to have, right? AI isn't going anywhere.
It's not, and it's going to have a bigger and bigger impact on creative fields.
So instead of being scared of it, we should look at it as what?
An opportunity to explore new creative territories,
Yeah.
to see AI not as this threat, but as something that can help us evolve as artists, as creators.
So after this deep dive, all this talk about AI and creativity,
Yeah.
what are the big takeaways? What should our listener walk away with today?
Okay, so first, AI can produce some incredible results, but it doesn't work the way human creativity does.
Right, it's missing that.
It's missing the emotional depth, the understanding of the world from a human perspective.
Mm.
All those real-life experiences that shape how we express ourselves artistically.
Okay, I got that. And the second takeaway.
Well, this whole debate about whether AI can be truly creative, it's complicated, no easy answers. But it's a conversation worth having. It makes us think about what matters about creativity, makes us question things, imagine new possibilities.
Not about right or wrong, but about the mystery and the potential. I love that.
Who knows? Maybe this whole exploration will lead us to change how we even define creativity, expanding our understanding of what's possible when humans and technology collaborate.
All right, now I'm curious. After all this, where do you think this AI and creativity thing is headed? What's your prediction for the future?
Well, I think we're just at the beginning
And
of
that-
what's possible. As AI gets more advanced, it's going to be woven into our creative processes even more.
That makes sense.
We'll see new tools, new techniques, and new forms of art we haven't even dreamt of yet.
Exciting, and maybe a little scary, if I'm honest.
Sure. There will be challenges, ethical considerations, changes in society, even big questions about what art is, what it means to be creative. But if we face these challenges with open minds, a willingness to adapt, we can use AI's power to create a future where human creativity and AI creativity exist together and thrive.
My mind is buzzing. This is a lot to process. It's incredible to think about how fast things are changing and how it makes us question what it means to be human, to be creative.
Yeah, it's a topic that really makes you think. And we're going to need to keep grappling with it as AI becomes more and more a part of our lives.
So to wrap things up, I want to leave our listener with one last thing to think about. We talked a lot about AI maybe shaking things up in the creative world. But what about its potential to actually empower individuals?
That's a great point. One of the most exciting things is that it could make creativity accessible to everyone.
Oh, wow.
Anyone with an internet connection could have access to tools and resources that used to be only for professionals.
Like a world where anyone can write music, create stories, design video games. That's pretty incredible.
It is. And it could lead to this explosion of creativity, new ideas, as people from all walks of life can express themselves in new ways.
So, yes, there are concerns about the downsides, but we should also be excited about the opportunities.
Absolutely. We should approach this new era with curiosity, wonder, and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
Because who knows? The next generation of creative geniuses might be a collaboration between humans and machines. We've been in the weeds here talking about how this all works, the possibilities, but I'm wondering, why should any of this matter to the person listening right now?
That's important to bring up because this isn't just some like theoretical debate. It's not happening in a vacuum. This stuff has real implications for everyone. Think about how much we interact with creative stuff every single day.
Oh, yeah, constantly.
The music we listen to, the books we read, the movies we watch, AI is already playing a part in shaping those experiences.
And it's only going to get bigger, right?
Yeah.
As AI keeps advancing.
Oh, absolutely. We're already seeing it used for things like, personalized recommendations, creating those targeted ads that seem to know us so well, even generating entire scripts for movies, TV shows.
So it's not just AI making art for the sake of art. It's really about shaping our culture.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to pay attention, to think about the good and the bad that could come from AI creativity.
Because I guess the future of all this is really in our hands, the choices we make NOW.
And those choices, they need to be made with a good understanding of both what AI can do, but also what it can't. Those limitations are important.
That makes sense. So to wrap this whole thing up, I want to leave our listener with one last thought, something to chew on. We talked about how AI might disrupt the creative world, but what about its potential to actually empower individuals?
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. One of the most exciting things, I think, is that AI could democratize creativity. It could give anyone, anywhere, access to tools, resources that used to be only for, the professionals.
Really?
Anyone. Think about it. Anyone with internet. They could have access to the kind of stuff that only, like, recording studios, big publishing houses had before.
A world where anyone could write their own music, create stories, design video games.
It's pretty wild when you think about it, right? It could unleash this crazy wave of new ideas because people from all different walks of life, they'd be able to express themselves in ways they couldn't before.
So, yeah, there are those concerns about the downsides, but we should also be hopeful about the good that could come out of this.
Absolutely. We need to approach all of this with curiosity, a sense of wonder, openness to the unknown. Because who knows? Maybe the next big creative genius, it won't be a person, it'll be a team.
A human and AI working together. That's kind of poetic when you think about everything we've discussed.
It is. It really makes you think about the future of creativity, what it even means to be human in this new landscape.
Well, folks, that's about all the brainpower we've got for one day. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI and creativity.
Hope it's giving you some food for thought.
Yeah, keep those conversations going. Keep exploring, because this is just the beginning. Who knows what amazing things are just around the corner.
And until next time, keep those creative sparks flying, whether you're human, AI, or somewhere in between.
So, yeah.
Mimicking.